All right, Brown Balls. We are back in the house. Kenny, how you doing, brother?
Whose house?
Myles
Rams
Garrett's
house.
house. But yeah, we're gonna start off right there. I mean, what a crazy, crazy Monday to kick off the off season for NFL. I mean, honestly, Miles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns going to the Rams in exchange for Jared Verse, a first rounder and a third rounder. I mean, what a blockbuster move, man. I mean, obviously the Rams were already favored, and now they're even more favored on top of that. So now they have the MVP, one of the best quarterbacks in the league, and they have the actual best player overall in the league, according to all players in the NFL as well, and coaches. Crazy, man. Talk me through it, man. Rams, how did this happen? What went on?
So who's the one guy in during the draft that supported the Rams pick? Like I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about one guy that like from ESPN, analyst. Dan. I'm gonna butcher his last name. Orlowski.
Lasky.
Yeah, he's a huge Matthew Stafford guy. He was a backup to Matthew Stafford back in Detroit days, I think. And everyone criticized, right? Saying, "Whoa, what are Rams doing with the 13th pick or whatever pick we had and drafting, Ty Simpson?" Even I kind of questioned it too. I'm like, "Man, dude, are we going for Super Bowl? Like, we're getting this guy for the Super future." We talked about this. We debated it, right? We're like, what are they doing? But it's so funny because Dan Orlowski, after the draft was over, the first round was over, and the biggest headline was Ty Simpson getting drafted by the Rams, right? Mm-hmm. And he's like, "Look, guys, they are not gonna have this top 15 pick for a while." And they felt that Mendoza and Ty Simpson are basically very, 1A, 1B kind of player, No one Mendoza wasn't far and above as the best QB in this draft class, They thought him and Ty Simpson were very up there, right there, And it's like next year, obviously it's a quarterback heavy draft. And next year everyone's gonna tank to go get a quarterback. Rams are not going to be one of those teams, who are going to tank, obviously, and they don't want to give, arm and a leg to go get into top. You basically got to be top 8 to get a good QB next year because everyone's going to go for a QB who needs it, And he's like, Rams basically got future when they don't need the future. And then he also went ahead and said this. He's like, Rams can still get better with trades. And they already made good free agency moves, but with trades, right? And he's like, dude, they're known to make trades, that people don't even realize they could do, Well, now everything makes sense, right? We gave up a first for next year, which is a QB heavy draft, right? And on top of that, Rams did they did what they always did, F them picks, right? So what ended up happening was that they were able to get a QB that they believe in, that's going to be a good QB in the future, that's going to sit behind Matthew Stafford for 2 or 3 years maybe, And at the same time, once they got their QB of the future, so they don't have to worry about a QB, then they're like, you know what? Now we can trade our pick for next year. And they did. And to show Matthew Stafford, if this doesn't show Matthew Stafford that we're ready to win now, forget the 13th pick. I understand people made a big deal about that. Oh, this shows Matthew Stafford that they're not ready to win now. No, we are. With this trade, with Jared Verse going, I mean, I hate to see him go. Les Snead of the Rams president said that we're trying to make this trade without giving up a player. They're trying to. That's why it took longer, because they're trying to do this without Jared Verse being traded, But in the end, once they included Jared Verse, the deal was done basically.
Yeah.
I honestly, man, I'll tell you right now, this trade literally reminds me of back in 2021 when the Rams traded for Matthew Stafford. Meaning that, we traded Jared Goff away and we got Matthew Stafford in, and right away we won a Super Bowl because he was ready to win, right? I mean, he was in that market that no one even realized that, how good he was, And Matthew Stafford came to the limelight in LA and boom, right away we won the Super Bowl. Same thing with Cleveland, right? This guy broke the all-time sack record that was held for 25 years by I forgot his name, but the guy from Giants, I forgot his name. But he held the all-time he broke the all-time sack record. No, the other guy, Michael Strahan, he broke his record,
Oh yeah, Strahan.
Yeah. And so, but the thing is people forgotten already, right? That he broke the sack record. People still remember Michael Strahan. Do you know how many times people remember Michael Strahan broke that record? Everyone remembers that shit because he played for a market that won, right? The market that wins, right? With his Giants. This guy did it, in Cleveland Browns, and people forgot, that he did it, right? So I'm just saying, man, I understand he's 29, maybe 30, but dude, the Rams window is 3 years, isn't it, Tapis? If you ask me, like 2 years, maybe 3 years, right? So I hate
Mhm.
I hate this all this naysayers saying that Rams gave up a 23, 24-year-old Jared Verse, a young player, for a guy who's old. First of all, Myles Garrett is not old. He's in the same timeline as Matthew Stafford, where we have 2-3 years to go win it this shit, and obviously if we can win it next year, that'll be great. But this trade, man, like, god damn, man, like honestly, the reaction I had for this trade was the reaction I had for Luka's trade. That I was so shocked because the pieces we
Yeah.
gave up, right? I mean, Myles Garrett, man, people forget he's a 2-time defensive player of the year. He's arguably like the best defensive player out there after Aaron Donald. This
Mhm.
guy's a beast. And Rams only had to give up 1 first-round pick and a second and a third in 3 years, a spread of 3 years. Not even next year. So it's not like
Mhm.
Rams give up a first, second, and third of next year. It's like first next year, the second on the following year, and third is the following year, right?
Yeah.
Dude, I understand people are saying that, Jared Verse is like another first-round pick. But the thing is this, Jared
He probably 2
Verse,
first round picks.
yeah, that's fine. But then what I'm more surprised about is that I thought Myles Garrett would command more draft picks capital, right? Like I understand we give Jared Verse in our first round pick. I thought we were probably throwing 2 second rounds and maybe a third and a fourth. Like he was gonna command that type of capital.
No,
Dude,
I mean it didn't make sense because Jared Verse were 2 first round because he's still on the rookie contract too.
yeah,
So like that's still a win for
and
the Browns.
And then another thing I like that what Leslie did is that like Jared Verse was coming up on that contract, right? Which is next year.
Mhm.
And they're like, instead of paying him, that he's gonna command good money too, right? Instead
Yeah.
of paying him like that much money, why not just go get Myles Garrett then? In that case,
Yeah.
I just think this trade, man,
Yeah.
it's just
Because
wow,
the
mind
Browns
boggling.
the rumor was already a month ago that they were going to start shopping Garrett Miles Garrett already. They had already because of the whole weird salary thing they did where they postponed his salary into the summer, which
It's
doesn't happen,
September, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, September. So like so I think everyone already knew that he was going to be shopped. They just didn't know it was going to go to freaking Rams, which is obviously crazy and insane. And then honestly, to kind of talk about like the Browns side, it's also a really good move for the Browns because they're not going anywhere. They have one of the highest paid players in the league as far as defensive end goes. And sure, he's like, gonna be good, but he's not really gonna get produce winning football when your offense sucks balls and you have no good quarterback and all that kind of stuff. So you get a good defensive player in Jared Verse or a Pro Bowl defensive player who's on the rookie contract. Get a first round for a heavy draft, a QB heavy draft next year. So you kind of tell Shador Sanders, okay, you have 1 year to prove it to me. If you're not going to do it, then we're going to get somebody else and you're going to be out of here. So both ways, I think this trade worked phenomenally. Obviously, I think this trade worked both ways perfectly. I think you and I talked about it a while ago. Like, they should probably get rid of Myles Garrett because there's no point of him being there if he's not going to, like, if he's not going to be able to contribute to winning football. And obviously in LA, he's going to get all the opportunities now, in a stacked division, obviously. What are your thoughts? I mean, people are throwing
Yeah.
around undefeated season, all that kind of stuff. Where are you with it?
I don't think they're gonna do what Patriots did, right? Go 16-0 or 17-0. That's just so hard to do, and I hope they don't do that, man, because that's a pressure that you don't want to be put on. Yeah, look, Rams, they should win the division, right? What I like about this trade the most, man, we upgraded in our secondary, right? With
Yeah.
with the players we got during the free agency, and what's gonna happen even better now with Myles Garrett, man, people don't realize is that we don't have to rush 5 anymore. We can rush 4, and we can have a couple players come down now, right? Help the secondary, right? And like it's gonna make it's gonna make life living hell for the QB because when you only rush 4, right, and you have a couple players drop back, there's no way he's gonna throw the ball. Our run defense sucked. Our Saquon like ran freaking million miles on us, million yardage. Our run defense wasn't that great. Now we have Myles Garrett right there, right? Collapsing the hole. And then there's rumors. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna happen, but obviously the speculation of Aaron Donald's coming back. I mean, shit, dude.
Oh,
if
yeah,
you're
he made a
Aaron
comment.
Donald's, man, I mean, you're in good shape. I mean, come play. I mean, the Super Bowl is in LA. I mean, you won in LA last time. I mean, shit. If I'm Aaron Donald, I mean, why not? I mean, if you think about it, man. If Aaron Donald comes back and you line up again, like opposite of Myles Garrett, bro.
Yeah, that's insane.
I mean, talk about Fears of Foursome back in the '80s, man. We're jeez.
Yeah. Do you think this is too much pressure? Hypothetically, I mean, I'm not saying it's gonna happen, but hypothetically, let's say Rams don't win this
Oh,
Super Bowl.
But the thing is, this happens. You have players in there that's been there, done it, right? I'm talking about like Matthew Stafford, Puka. You know, like Puka came short. Matthew completed the championship, obviously 4 years ago. But you want that type of pressure. I mean, you're a big time player. You're Myles
I mean,
Garrett.
they were favored this past season and they didn't win.
I mean, we weren't fair against Seattle, right? After when we made the playoffs, because they had the home field after that, so we weren't fair at all after that. We had a lot of weakness, and Seattle showed they did not, right? So I do feel that you want that type of pressure. You know, if you're Matthew Stafford, this is the only thing you can ask for. I mean, like the front office is doing their part. They're putting a team out there for you to basically, win this for now, right? I mean, you got Myles Garrett who's so hungry. Like they're talking about today that Myles Garrett never played with the lead. He always played,
from
being down.
Yeah, or two score lead.
Yeah, and he never played with the lead in his most of the games. Now you're in the Rams playing with the lead. You know how many like you were just if you're Myles Garrett, man, that's the only thing that's missing in your resume is a Super Bowl win. That's it. This guy is already in Hall of Famer. The stuff he has done in his 9 years, he's already in Canton, Ohio, dude. I'm telling you, this guy is that great, And the only thing he's missing is a Super Bowl, ring. And to be honest, he's gonna be so motivated. And I do feel though, that even though we should win this year, hopefully we do. I do feel the window is 2 years. Because with that Matthew Stafford deal, they signed another one. They reworked his contract and they gave him a bigger deal for next year as well.
It's gotta be this year, dude. If you don't win this year, that is not good.
I know. So
because you are not saying it's gonna happen. Knock on wood. Matthew Stafford's old. He's a little fragile now. So God forbid anything happens to him, but something does happen to him, it's over. Everything is banked on him. I still don't agree with them drafting that quarterback. I don't think you can never say this quarterback is going to be our future. Everyone says that in the first round, and only like one out of the last 20 have been actual future quarterbacks. You can never, there's no guarantee. I mean, last time the Rams and Sean McVay had a quarterback that they drafted, it was Jared Goff, and look how that turned out, right? They had the ship in that. So I'm just saying, I still think they should have made a different plan, but obviously this is the best team that you can assemble. I mean, it's by far they're so heavily favored. But the pressure part is you have to win now. You have to. You cannot lose to. I'm not saying that you go undefeated. That's. I don't think. Like you said, it's not a good idea because it's too much drama, too much stuff that you try to focus on. It's okay if you lose a game or two, but for playoffs, you're ready to go. Boom, you're good to go. I'm just saying, dude, they have to win this year. They absolutely have to.
No, I get it. I agree with you, man.
And you always tell me, especially in football, any given Sunday. I mean, look what happened to the Patriots. We had a stacked team. Any given Sunday, freaking Giants beat us. From a former Patriots fan, this is awesome. It's also so nerve-wracking because you're like, okay, let's not get too hyped on it, And we're back. But yeah, so I think, it is nerve-wracking, but Rams are absolutely stacked.
No, I agree with you. Pressure is going to mount, man. I agree with you. We got to win this year. And especially people are making a big deal out of Super Bowl being in LA.
Mm-hmm.
Their focus, I mean, you got to win, right? I mean, there's no if, buts, and why, right? It's like when Dodgers signed Shohei Ohtani, you have to win. Literally, yeah. And when Miami, he got LeBron, Dwayne, and Chris Bosh together, you have to win. They didn't win in their first year, but they won in their second year and third year. So you have to win. You got to bring one championship somehow, some way,
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I do agree that hopefully, see, the only thing that will stop them from not doing it, man, is injuries, right?
Yeah.
And you know how football is. Any given play, any given Sunday.
Exactly. That is the biggest fear. And honestly, and this is kind of talking to the depth of the Rams in a good way and a bad way, which is Matthew Stafford gets injured, you're screwed. But anybody else gets injured, you'll be all right. Because it's just like that, unfortunately, because Matthew Stafford is the glue of the whole team. He is the reason why the Rams work. Because he's MVP, all that kind of stuff. So, not saying it's going to happen, but nonetheless, absolutely insane. And Myles Garrett looks so happy. I saw his press conference today. He was so happy to be there. They were joking around with Sean McVay. You
Bro,
can tell. I mean,
Shock Me seemed like giddy, bro.
I
Like
know.
he was so happy, like he was like a little kid, man. Like
Yeah.
he got a new toy to play with. And like I'm like, dude,
I mean,
wow.
you got the MVP and you got the best player in the world in your own team. That's absolutely insane. I think the last time they said that where an MVP and the defensive player of the year were in the same team was like I think
I
like
don't think it has
1980
happened.
something. It's
Has it
happened
happened?
before once, yeah. Where it was like it was Deion Sanders and somebody else. It was like Steve.
Probably Steve Young, maybe.
Yeah, Steve Young. Yeah. That was the last time it happened. But dude, what a wait! Honestly, we were going to talk about NBA Finals and how that turned out, but then just Monday, first thing you see, and when you sent the text to us, I was like, it wasn't like official. So I was like, man, Camille, you and your Chaiwala got to stop these fake ass rumors. And then, nope, it was real. It was everywhere. I was like, holy moly, this is actually happening.
You know what's
Absolutely
crazy,
insane.
man? You know what two LA teams have in common? The
What was
Lakers
that?
and the Rams. That during the Super Bowl, the Lakers made a trade for Luca and stopped everything about the Super Bowl. Like not
Mm.
this past Super Bowl, the year before.
Mhm.
Like people didn't. It was a Super Bowl week. Like that's when Super Bowl was
Right.
gonna.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone like media row and everyone was just talking about the Luca trade, the bombshell that happened. No one talked about NFL. No one talked about Super Bowl matchup. They just talked about that, And then same thing with the Rams. We're in the eve of NBA Finals, and the LA Rams pulled this biggest trade out of nowhere, and no one's talking about the finals right now. Everyone's
Yeah.
just concentrating on this Myles Garrett freaking trade,
Yeah.
So that's insane how both LA teams that's the thing about living in LA, man. People don't get like I mean, we have friends, my brothers who love like Packers and like Eagles and like different teams like Blazers. Like people don't realize why LA is up so far and above than everyone else, man.
Mm-hmm.
Is that if you have the right owner, which we do now, for all the three major sports, or maybe four too, including the Kings, dude, they just go out and win. They acquire players, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, people say, "Oh, Lakers haven't done shit." Dude, Lakers acquired Luka Doncic. Like that came out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Dodgers got Shohei Ohtani. Rams got Myles Garrett. Before that, it was Matthew Stafford. The LA Kings, they got one of the players, I forgot who, but he was good too, But still, man, they just acquire big time players, man. It's never about rebuilding. They want to remodel and just win this shit, man. So it's great. I love being an LA fan, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, absolutely insane, man. Another NFL news today, which I think we were all waiting for, is AJ Brown signing or going to the Patriots. And I think this was, waiting to happen. I think the only thing that was holding up was the picks, I believe it was. That
In the
was the only
calendar
thing,
year,
but
and then
yeah.
from the June 1st calendar year, basically.
But AJ Brown looks again just like Myles Garrett, super happy to be there. He even talked about how he couldn't wait to get out of there in terms of Philadelphia. What do you think this is fit with Drake May and AJ Brown? What do you think with this?
Man, honestly, I don't know. I gotta see Drake May, man. Honestly, he played okay for me. He didn't show me that what Josh Allen showed me when he played, second year or first year or whatever. Josh Allen had that, right? Or like
He was
Matthew
runner-up
Stafford.
MVP.
I know, man, but dude, I don't know. I gotta see him one more. I gotta see it one more year, man. Last year was the second year, right? Yeah, I gotta see it again if he puts it back-to-back season.
He turned it around, dude. I mean, again, he went from a lottery team to Super Bowl in
thing is
2
this,
years
right,
he's
man?
been there.
CJ had this kind of thing too on the second year, right? He played well second year, CJ from Houston,
Yeah.
and then he went down after that. I don't know. I want to see like now teams are gonna actually like have a game plan with him, right? Against him, actually, right? AJ Brown's gonna help a lot because they don't have a threat. They have Stephon Diggs, but he's no AJ Brown, right? So AJ Brown,
older Stephon Diggs, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So AJ Brown, he's gonna take a lot of pressure off, Drake May. That's gonna be great for him. They do play in a conference where they gotta. I don't think they're gonna win the division again. I mean, I think Buffalo's like reloaded again, and they're gonna be hungrier. So I do think that that division's still tough with Buffalo in there because Jets doing nothing, and then
Dolphins are also tanking.
Yeah, so there's only two team basically race, right? It's gonna help a lot though. I mean, they needed a receiver. As you can see in the Super Bowl, they didn't have a receiver so they can throw the ball to. So this is gonna help a lot. AJ Brown brings that that veteranship and leadership in the offensive receiving confidence. Is gonna be great, man. I like the move. I always liked it. AJ Brown is good, man. So it's a great move.
Yeah, I mean, again, He didn't play like one in Philadelphia because I think there was some limitation with the offensive
Mhm.
coordinator and also
I
with
think it's Sirianni, dude. It's all Sirianni,
yeah,
man.
and Jalen Hurts not being comfortable and not willing to throw a deep ball because he's a safe, right? And now he kind of flexes his wings a little bit, like maybe takes a little bit more risk. Mike Rabel is an excellent coach that knows what he's doing, even despite all the stuff that's happening in the outside of the field. But I think it's a great move for Patriots for sure. What do you think about the vice versa in Eagles sense? Now that
Oh man, they're
like,
gonna they're gonna miss it.
yeah, I agree with you. But why? Why?
Because the thing is this, right, man? You always need a deep route and also a slant route, right? Like what
Mhm.
that's what Devontae, what's his name? What's the other receiver's name? Devontae
Smith.
Smith. Yeah. That's what he does, right? He doesn't go too deep, but he could. He's able to go deep. He's an undersized, receiver, obviously, right?
Mhm.
He's no AJ Brown, who's built, who's like 6'6" and built, right?
Right.
Devontae Smith is more like slimmer. He can still go deep, but I mean, obviously, he rather not. He rather just go like 20 yards and slant, like that. And the guy they draft, Makai Lemon as well, who's very similar to Devontae Smith, man.
Yeah.
Very, very similar player, right? So they're gonna miss AJ Brown not being there because obviously, even though AJ Brown was not getting the ball thrown to, but they always use him as a decoy, right? Defense always felt that they had to
That's
like
exactly
somehow
it.
make sure they have their top corners covering him because it's still AJ Brown, right? And so now AJ Brown not being there, Eagles will understand and know what he brought to the table when they're receiving, receivers are not catching the ball now because they're getting, coverage now, right? Double coverage, like they're not
Yeah.
so they've never seen before. So it'll impact them, man. To be honest with you, it'll impact them a lot.
Yeah. Same thing. One of our buddies was talking about how like, oh, this would be a good thing. I'm like, dude, he was your safety net. Like, besides the playoff, that last game where he had a bunch of drops, but there were so many games this season where they won because he made a superstar play. Like Jalen Hurts kind of throws it up, and AJ Brown, caught the ball, and they won the game because of that. Like, it was so many situations like that. So I think, and you cannot expect like Makai Lemon could be a good player, but you can't expect him to be a replacement for AJ Brown in his first season. That's not going to happen. And when you have a coaching staff who's not known to develop players properly, like Sirianni, like whoever the new offensive coordinator, I forgot his name already, like
Yeah.
there's no guarantees. I think they're going to miss him significantly. The offense is going to, I mean, the offense already struggled. It's going to struggle even more, I think, in now with it. And there's no, there's no, there's no way to know for sure that Saquon can be Saquon again. Like last year was a terrible year for him. And is that what's going to continue, or now that AJ Brown's gone, they can be running the ball more? I don't. Who knows? But we need to see how Philly does.
But it's not even about AJ Brown catching the ball, right? It's about him being on the field
Yeah, just
that
be on the
opened.
field to take
Yeah,
away the pressure. Yeah,
that opened up like
yeah.
single coverage for Devontae Smith, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Like
Because
people
I
realize
see a
that.
lot of Eagles fans are like, "Oh, Devontae Smith is a better receiver." Like, he's a better receiver because you
Yes,
have AJ Brown on the other side. AJ Brown gets the best, cornerbacks. He gets the best coverage, and Devontae Smith can do what he does. But now, when you take that away, you're kind of screwed.
I mean we're gonna get our prediction later on. I mean we still have time for that, but I still feel Cowboys gonna win that division, so they'll take it back.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like I think Eagles got worse with this.
Yep.
And then I don't know if you heard about this, but the Niners made a counter move. You hear about this? They got Mike Evans.
Oh, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, no, but
Okay.
that was like there was a story out today. That's how what's his name Godwin found out, and so like okay, now it makes sense why they got him because they knew that Rams were going to get. It's like no, he didn't go there. There's no way the Niners knew that the Rams were going to get freaking Miles Turner. Like, that's not going to happen. Miles Garrett. I mean, like it's not. It's like he's like, oh my god, I just realized that it's why. It's like no, he didn't. That's not a counter move
No,
by the freaking Niners.
it's not apple to apple, dude. What are you talking about? This guy's a receiver. The
Old
guy is
ass
like a pass
receiver
rusher and pass
versus
rusher, dude. You talking about
best
pass?
defensive player. Yeah.
Dude, come on, man.
Any of the NFL news you want to get into before we move on to NBA?
Russell Wilson joining the broadcast team,
Oh
bro.
yeah,
They
yeah, for 1 year,
retired.
right?
I honestly look. I'll be honest with you. I don't think anyone respects Wilson's take. Like Richard Sherman and those Elysian Boom people hate him so much.
Yeah.
And after what he did with Broncos, and then his boys welcome out and how he played, and then when he went to the Giants and Steelers, like his career went really bad, sour, really fast.
Yeah.
And I don't think anyone cares for his input or intake. People don't think he's knowledgeable, you know. So I don't know, man.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's the better move because he's a terrible player. So it only makes sense for him to go to the booth now because he kind of embarrassed himself with the Giants, right? Like they were booing him on the field. They were hoping the freaking rookie would be out there instead of Russell Wilson. So it makes sense, but you're right. I think he's lost a lot of respect by some of the players by what he does and his antics and how he wants to like be above people, whatever. That whole PKO thing that happened, right? I think that is gonna affect it, but who knows, man? I mean, it only makes sense, but maybe it'll probably be for like a year, and then he might not get good rating, and they'll probably kick him out anyways. It makes sense because he was a
Yeah,
terrible
no, I
player.
mean, he wasn't. I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not a bad move. I mean, but I just don't think people are gonna listen to how they listen to Tom Brady
Yeah, yeah,
or someone else, right? I mean,
yeah.
but yeah. But another thing I want to talk about is what's your take on Jackson Dart?
Oh, that whole and it. I understand. It's kind of like the whole Puka thing. Like these young kids nowadays are very easily influenced by the whole political landscape, and especially on that side of the aisle. I think, especially New York, is a very, very progressive state, very liberal state. Kind of screwing yourself over there. I think he's going to lose a lot of respect. I mean, his second best player, Abdul Carter, already called him out for it. Like you can just tell that the locker room is already broken. I mean, you just got a new coach. You're starting stuff up. Why are you doing this? Like, why? Why? I don't get it.
Honestly, man, I feel that he could have made a better decision. He should have. I'm sure he had people who are more, you know, I want to say more like his parents, right, or someone, they should have advised him better, saying that, hey, look, like his agent, right, pros and cons, right, and obviously, if the cons are more than the pros,
Mm.
yeah, it's kind of like it's. I know it's a horrible analogy, but it's like, you're going out with a girl and
Oh boy.
your parents know that you're crazy, but they tell you all these cons about this girl that she has done, but you
Mm.
still want to date her. And your parents say,
Right.
no, don't date her. Even
Right.
though there's pros, like this, she's good looking, she has a nice body, but the cons, she's crazy, she's this, she's this. Sometimes the cons will outweigh the
Yeah.
pros.
Right.
Make a better decision, man. That's your decision now, right? So him being the leader, entering as a full year starter, actually now, the last thing you want to do is lose respect in the locker room,
Yeah.
you know.
I agree.
And did you hear hear what is it? John Harbaugh, that's a coach, right?
Yeah.
He said
What do you
about
say?
it's super stupidest shit ever. He's like, I was aware of the situation that he was gonna go do this, but I was not aware that it was a public
If you know the
situation.
situation, you know what he was going to do. Like, how
He
is
said
that not
he said it
public?
wasn't public. It was just how is it gonna be private? Like, what are you talking about? Like, he was covering his own ass too, I think. So I'm like, come on, man, no, dude. So I mean, he's a young kid. He, like you said, young kids get influenced pretty quick. I just felt that his parents, his agent, that's what they're there for, to give you good advice. Making sure you make the right decision. I just think it was such a bad thing, man, because right now it's OTAs right now, volunteer, and that's the only thing he's been getting asked.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll tell you right now, that's not going to be dropped until even training camp opens up
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Because I mean,
Because he
like you
also
said,
tweets about this stuff too. He tweets about
yeah,
that whole, I would say MAGA, right? He tweets about all this stuff too. So it's not just that he did that. He's also very active in it, and I think that's again a lot of drama you don't want to bring upon yourself, and especially when your team is starting to trend in a better direction. You have a very good coach. You have a very good team. They're doing things. You have your receiver coming back, neighbors coming back. Like, just don't ruin it. And this kid, it's I think Puka got her talking to someone to talk to this guy, be like, all right, yo, just back off. Like, just you have your own views. Like Saquon is the same way. Saquon is very involved in that party, and not many people know about it because he just does it on his own time, not very publicly. And Jackson Dart gonna do the same thing. You whatever you believe in is fine, but just don't make it about yourself. And that's exactly what he did. He put himself out there like that.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, these kids are something else nowadays, man.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
All right,
All
let's
right,
get
man.
into some NBA basketball. We have the San Antonio Spurs beating out the OKC Thunder in Game 7.
Let's talk
And
about
when
that.
we'll face off against the Knicks, man. Game
Let's
7, I
talk
brought
about
it
Game
out
Seven.
first.
Okay, let's talk about that.
What a game 7, man. What an absolutely amazing game 7. I think you and I both were on the same page. We felt that OKC's going to win, but we wanted San Antonio to win. You just kind of had a feeling, right? But San Antonio came out on top, and Wemby didn't have the monster game you were hoping for, but a decent game on his regard. And Chet, after he got dunked on, that kid's entire basketball like IQ. You know how like in Space Jam when those aliens take away the ability of a player, right? That's what happened to him when he got dunked on by Wemby.
That's
Like
that's a great
his basketball
comparison.
ability was gone.
That's a great
Two
comparison.
two field goals, 1 for 2 the whole game.
See, this is what I was telling my wife, right? Because I actually had him on Price Pick, right, above 8.5. And I lost both of my lineups because he couldn't score 9 points for me. And imagine that. Chet Holmgren, your second best player, can't score 9 points for you, man.
9 points.
Game 7, dude. I'm talking about that, right? Dude, honestly, he pulled a Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
There was a couple of possessions where he had open three. He didn't take it.
Nope. He would pass it back, or he would just try to hide away in the corner somewhere. Like, don't pass it here.
Like, I don't know, man. I understand people have bad days, bad games, but you have to try. You have to shoot 10 field goals at least, man. You're second best player. You can't shoot 1 for 2. That's it. And do a track meet, man. You're not there for cardio. Like, dude, come on. Act like you're trying. Take at least 7 field goals. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like,
was it Chuck? He said that I would have been happy if I seen him go 1 for 10 instead of 1 for 2.
Yeah. Shit, I would have been happy too because my price pick, I would be like, okay, fine, he tried. You know, this would even try. I was like, come on, man. But honestly, man, I don't want to put too much stock into this, but this is like one of those games that can define your career and define, where your ass will get traded probably.
Yeah. So I want to talk about this. So so that was something that was being circulating, right? Like, oh, Chet Holmgren sucks, blah blah. I'm like, does he though? Because
you can't.
When you come across a player who's better than you, like Wemby is a better defender. Because Chet's whole thing was he's a skinny guy who can dribble the ball, can shoot three, but he cannot play defense, right? And Wemby is all that but better. But everything else, like any out of the other 31 teams, he's really good. He was a runner-up in defensive player of the year. He was all defense some other team. I forgot what it was. He's still a really good player. It's like remember when we had when it was Lakers against the Sixers and you had Dikembe Mutombo and against Shaq, and Shaq absolutely dominated Mutombo. It doesn't mean that Mutombo was a bad player. It's just because you have a freaking dominant player. I mean, tell me who else in the league can guard Wemby?
It's not about Wemby though, man. I don't even care about defensive end. I care less about that. I care
but that's
more.
What he's there for, because Jay Will is their second best offensive player.
No, I get it. He wasn't there, right? And I get that, right? But when your second best player is not there, it's your responsibility to try to help Shai for offensively.
Yeah, I get it.
Like Alexander was struggling, but because he had a great game. He had a monster game, 35 points, whatever he had. I mean, he was doing his shit, dude. I mean, I'll tell you right now, man, if Chet Holmgren would have scored, like not because I want to win price pick, but if he would have even scored 11 points, that would have been a different outcome, that game.
No, it's true.
I'm not even talking about defense. I understand Wemby is Wemby, man. No one can guard him, man. That guy is a freaking animal, dude. I get that. I'm talking about, dude. No one is even talking about defense of his. Chet Holmgren, I'm talking about. Everyone's just talking about his offense. You cannot be a no-show Tapas. You gotta try. You gotta attempt 5 field goals the whole game at least. Not 2 field goals, 5 field goals, man. Or 4. I mean, dude, that's you. Like, you gotta have a talk with him and see where his mindset is, man. Because the thing is this, man.
Dude, Wemby is in his head, man. That's his
whatever the case is, man. Do you remember that play that Ben Simmons did where he had an open layup, but he decided to pass the ball? Yeah. That was defining in his career, and he guys asked traded right away. Yeah, Ben Simmons was the number 1 overall pick, man. They're building the team around Ben Simmons and Embiid, not just Embiid. Ben Simmons and Embiid, and like he froze in that moment. They were done with him after that because you can't do that, man. Like you just can't. And especially we're talking about game 7. If this would happen in game 6 or game 5. Fine, whatever. You still have another game, But you're talking about for all the marbles, game 7, Super Bowl of basically everything, like one and done. Whoever wins moves on. Whoever loses, they go home. All the marbles, you have to act like you're trying for the team. Honestly, you know what this looked like? If I'm the NBA, man, I'll go investigate him because that means he was.
Dude, no, come on, man. Because it's so overblown, man. Dude, hey,
Tappas,
It's just
hear me out.
one team, dude.
Tappas, hear
You
me.
know what he averaged against when they swept the Lakers? What did he average?
Wemby didn't play all 48 minutes. Tappas, don't give me that shit. Don't
No,
give
I
me that
know,
shit.
but
Don't give me that shit.
no. And I'm talking about one team. So like I'm talking about it's just the Spurs because against the Lakers he
Yeah,
averaged 20.
but
Against
dude,
the Suns he averaged
Tappas,
18.
you
Do you
gotta
know
throw
what he averaged against the Spurs?
Tappas. You
What did he
gotta
average
throw
against the Spurs? What did he average?
probably like 8 points.
10 points a game.
But Tappas, even that would have been better.
But no, but you can see the drop off. All I'm saying is that
Tappas,
there's
you
a
gotta
team.
throw,
There's one team that
bro.
affects you, and
Bro.
this is the team. It's like Paul George and the Miami Heat, right? Like
Okay,
Paul
so
George could never get over the hump against the Heat.
okay, so then you agree with my argument. You gotta trade his ass because honestly, to get through the West, you
Why?
gotta go through Wemby. You gotta go through Wemby. What do you mean why? You have to go
There's
through San
no
Antonio.
guarantee. Okay, if you're the Thunder now, would you keep J. Will or would you keep Chet?
No, I'll keep J. Will. You know he would now go 1 for 2 in game
So
7.
he missed 70% of games this year. He
Yeah,
missed
man.
most of the playoff run this year. And they got to the Western Conference Finals game 7 without J-Dub. You're telling me you take that and you take away Chet and his defensive prowess? You think they're going to replicate the same exact thing?
Because you gotta understand one thing, man. If J. Will was there, man, this would have been a different outcome. He's second best player, right? It's kind of like saying that for San Antonio, take out De'Arian or take out maybe Castle, second best player, whoever there is, they're not gonna win anything, dude. I mean, if you take out Jamal Murray from Denver, they're not winning shit. If you take out Austin Reeves from the Lakers and Luka's there, he's not gonna win game 7 by himself like that. You need offense, man, and Jay Will is clearly their second best player. If I'm OKC, man, I'll really think about see if there's value for Chet. I'll think about trades. He's making like good 30 million now, right? I mean, you can't Tappas. You don't get what I'm saying, man. It's
I
kind of
get
like
it.
All right, fine. Let me tell you this. All right. It's like when you had Randy Moss, you went to the Super Bowl against the Giants, right? Randy Moss broke every single record, right? Throughout, with Tom Brady that year, right? And it comes to Super Bowl and he doesn't show up. He doesn't even run his routes. When he throws the ball, he drops every ball. He's not even running his route. You would be like, yo, what are you doing? This is the biggest moment. Act like you're trying, like act like you want the ball. Like, come on, something, man. I mean, I don't know, man. You can't Tappas. You can't only score 2 points and go 1 for 2. That's just
I get
Tappas.
the individual game.
Wemby played only 30 minutes that game, or 35 minutes, I guess.
Because they were up by a lot anyway. But I think this team is significantly more worse if it's just Shea and Jalen Williams. J-Dub and him are not. This team's not legit. What makes OKC is that having Chet and having was it Hardenstein, having those two, it's just against the Spurs it didn't work, but they were on a dominant streak. They were the number 1 seed in this year. Like that didn't just happen just out of nowhere. That didn't happen if Chet, like Ben Simmons, didn't contribute most of the whole season. Then you expect him to show up, right? It's like James Harden. James Harden is always off in the worst time in the playoff. He never shows up, right? We were talking about him the last three weeks. He was always having more turnovers than he was field goals. But no one's ever saying James Harden is trash. Got to trade his ass right away. He still finds a way to get max contracts somewhere. I'm just saying, like, dude,
I get what you're saying, man.
It's overblown with Chet. This whole thing, like,
you can't go.
You cannot.
You can't go 1 for 2, man.
I think if you're OKC, you look a hard look at trading Jalen Williams. You're better off. It's easier to replace Jalen Williams than it is to replace Chet.
I'll take Williams on the Lakers heartbeat, bro. I love that guy. That guy has so much talent, dude.
No, he does. But you can find another athletic small forward like a Jalen Williams, but you cannot find a running big who can shoot 3-pointers like a Chet and now can also defend the ball pretty well.
I don't know, man.
You can't find it. I mean, he dominated against the Lakers. Chet did.
Who doesn't dominate against the Lakers? Jamal Murray does. AJ Mitchell did. AJ Mitchell was a no-show. So he got hurt.
He got hurt, but
he used all his energy against the Lakers. Obviously, gonna get hurt.
Yeah. So obviously that's part of it, right? But what are your thoughts, Ron? Just because this game happened after our podcast last week, but what are your thoughts around them playing J-Dub in Game 6, but not in Game 7?
That's what they lost. That's what lost them.
Yeah. I didn't get that.
That was the dumbest shit ever. Well, if you're gonna play him Game 7. Rest him for another day, another 2 days, and have him play in Game 7. Like, why play in Game 6 that you knew? Even I knew San Antonio was gonna win that game because San Antonio not gonna lose on their home floor.
You just know they're not gonna take it down. Take it, bench. So why even bother? I mean, he played 5 minutes, had 1 point, I think, in that game, and he had to sit out. But like, what is the even meaning of it? I didn't get that part. Like, you have a safety net in Game 6. You lose it, okay, fine, but we're gonna get J-Dub in Game 7. We're fine then. I didn't get that part.
I was confused with that shit too, man. I was like, what the hell, man? Like, damn.
But obviously, OKC is out. Do you still think they're still a legitimate team in the long run? Do you think they're still a dynamic? Because they're on that trend of being a dynasty. People are already putting shade in front of Dwayne Wade and Kobe and all that kind of shit, which I don't agree with. Do you think they're still there or what?
Yeah, man. Because you gotta understand, they didn't have Joe Will. The second best player was injured most of, like you said, most of the series, most of the game. Most of the year. And then Agent Mitchell, who's the big time contributor, right, in the playoff, missed the whole basically series. He played Game 1 and Game 2. I think that's it, and then he was out after that, right? So you're taking your second best and maybe your fourth best player out. No teams can survive that, That's a gut right there. Gut in the you punch in the gut right there. You can't survive your second and fourth best player out there. Again,
they're a pretty deep team though.
They're deep, but I mean, you're still talking about second and fourth best player. I mean, you can be deep as you want, bro. But like, if you take your second best player out, you're not. That's like San Antonio not having their second best player. Just say in this case is Castle, and then Dylan Harper not playing.
I mean, well, yeah. I think De'Aaron Fox missing is also a big thing there.
Okay, fine. De'Aaron Fox missed like a game or two. That's it, But still, he still played. He contributed, right? Like Jay Will didn't play the whole playoffs, and they went all the way to the Western Conference, And so that was a huge. So I still think the team is still good. I mean, even if they don't do anything, I mean, bringing back the same team, they're still good.
All right, let's go to the other side. San Antonio. Impressive win for them. They're in the finals already. I think they're ahead of schedule. I think most people didn't expect them to be this good into the finals and this early with how young they are. What were your takeaways for Wemby, for this team? How you looked at it?
They're very ahead of their schedule, right? This is their first playoff run, first playoff appearance since 2014, I think it was. Whole new squad. Mm-hmm. What they're doing is great. They're impressive. They're playing well. I just want to see how they do against New York. New York is. I want to see if New York, the momentum is still there because they're on a hot streak, and I want to see if that. I mean, we saw against Cleveland Game 1, they would have almost lost that game if they didn't make a comeback, right? So I do think, Game 1, I think Wemby's going to win Game 1 because I think that, New York had a full rest, like one week or a little over. So, but man, dude, I'm impressed with San Antonio in a way where how they're clicking, how everyone knows their role. The key thing is this, right, man? Knowing your role, right? That's what makes a team a championship team. Knowing your role, not doing too much and doing what you're supposed to do, right? Like Dylan Harper knows his role, right? Even though he's coming off the bench. De'Aaron Fox knows his role. Castle knows his role. Wemby knows his role. Mm-hmm. So everyone playing, perfect, which is great, and I command them, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
So
I mean, we have a rematch of the 1999 NBA Final. It was the last time the Knicks had gone to the finals. Spurs against the New York Knicks.
It's people comparing to 99. You know that, man? You know what's the difference between 99 and 2026 finals?
Was it?
That I think, if I'm not mistaken, San Antonio was, I think, maybe number 1 or number 2 seed, and New York was number 7. They're not supposed to be there. New York was not supposed to make the finals, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So
forget.
Here's the crazy story of this, right? So 1999, obviously that's the Duncan's first championship.
I saw this.
How old was Duncan at the time when he won it?
I saw this.
22. How old is it? Wemby? 22. The first round of the Spurs playoff, they played the Blazers, and this Spurs played Blazers. Second round, they played the Timberwolves,
and they did the same thing.
Same thing here. And the third round, that Spurs team beat the Lakers, and this Spurs team beat OKC, which was also so a lot of parallels. I mean, it's amazing. I'm actually happy for this matchup because I think this is going to be a close finals, in my opinion. I think, like you said, I think New York will struggle Game 1 because they did against Cleveland, but Cleveland is a happy team that they let them come back in Game 1 and win it. I don't think that's going to happen against the Spurs. They're a much better coach team than that. But I think there's going to be a lot of back and forth because I do feel like the Spurs also are going to be a little bit more fatigued compared to New York. But this will be a good series. I'm excited, man. This is probably what I was hoping for as far as NBA Finals goes. This will be exciting, man.
You know my second team, bro. My second favorite team, right, man? Go New
Yeah.
York, go New York, go. Go New York, go New York, go.
Are you gonna try to go to the game?
Hell no. What the hell, dude? You done
Like
made out of money?
$100K for courtside tickets.
Bro, honestly, I'll tell you right now, dude. New York is motivated to win this championship, right? And they have a tall task, and I'm being literally a tall task, which is Wemby. And I love this matchup. This is gonna go to 7-2. This is gonna be great. 6 or 7 for sure, man. It's gonna be back and forth a lot, man. I do see. The thing is this, right? The one thing that New York has advantage that over San Antonio is they have 2 players, one of them which won the finals and one of them that lost the finals, right? And they have that experience. And the player that I'm talking about is OG, who won the finals with Kawhi Leonard, I think, who was there. And you have Mikal Bridges, who was up 2-1 or no 2-0 against Milwaukee, and they thought they won the finals, but they lost. In Phoenix Suns.
Yeah.
And also I kind of see the way people celebrate. I know I'm a little old school typist.
There we go.
I know I'm a little old school, you know.
Wembley celebration, really?
So tell me this: how many people from New York been to the finals? Maybe 2, right? That's it.
2. Yeah.
Everybody else is new, right? Like even for the coach, Mike Brown. I mean, he made it, but he lost in the finals. But that was a long time ago. But still, like everybody else was new in New York too, right? New York knows winning Eastern Conference is not what they're here for, you know. And San Antonio thought they won the championship, Game 7 or something, you know, and they celebrated like, you know.
Come on, man! You can't hate that. You cannot hate that.
I'm surprised coming from you, man. Like you're the Laker fan, you have mama mentality. Kobe never celebrated for Western Conference Finals. Lakers don't celebrate Western Conference champs. So don't give me that shit. When we got that trophy presented to us, go watch videos. Kobe's in the back, he didn't give a shit about it. Dude, like no, dude, business is not finished. And that's how New York took it too. It's not done. We won. We're happy, but we're not happy with what we have right now, you know. And so I do feel that New York is young, and
I get the whole crying part, but
come on, man.
Speaking
You
of Kobe,
I mean,
when the Lakers beat the Blazers in the Western Conference Finals, who was the one that was jumping around, jumping back of Shaq? That was Kobe Bryant. He was jumping around like they had won championship, right?
You made a comeback from 15 down.
I know, but still, like you just beat the defending champs in Game 7.
I think the celebration was more for coming back down 15 and 5 minutes ago, and then Hutz winning the Western Conference. To be honest with you, everyone wrote them off. They're like, game's over. Blazers making the finals for sure now, you know. But no, I get what you're saying. But like, I just think that I just feel that New York has an edge of experience, a little, and
yeah,
know what to expect.
I think you're right. I mean, obviously, I think New York is more focused because they kind of have that sense of like, we beat the shit out of every single team we've seen so far. So like, we are the best team. We're gonna go, you know. And I think there's still a sense of like, they're not. They obviously San Antonio is favored in this matchup, but they said they had that underdog mentality. I just think that at least for Wemby, for what his reaction was, he hates Chet with a passion after that whole international thing that happened, right?
Why though, man?
And then he also hates Shea because of Shea winning the MVP in front of him when he came out second place. So like, I think there's a lot of personal animosity that Wemby had against OKC Thunder, and so maybe the emotions got best. But the whole thing by like, oh, I could die, whatever. Like that was a little much. I'm like, hey, dude, it's just a basketball game. Like, relax, you know. Like it's not. I mean, I get that there's passion. But win the chip and then talk about stuff like that versus just getting to the first door, you know, that it's a little much. I get it.
Yeah, man. And honestly, dude, as a Laker fan, dude, I would not want San Antonio to win.
No?
Not want San Antonio to win. Even if they weren't playing New York. New York, I love New York. It's like my second favorite team, right? I have 2 teams, right, all the time. Cowboys second, right? But like, I'm just saying New York is in it. New York needs one, bro. They need this shit, to be honest with you. 1979, bro, or whatever that shit they won. I don't know when the hell they won, dude.
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, man. So
it'll be great for NBA. It'd be great for the NBA. New York will go absolutely insane.
I love Brunson, man. And you know, honestly, this is what I told my wife, right? Brunson, like I said, I know, don't take it out of proportion, dude. Brunson reminds me so much of Steph Curry, man. Like I told you this, like I think a few weeks ago, you can relate to him. Meaning, like you can go out there and be a Brunson. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like, that I understand. Yeah.
You know, the guy is not gifted in any kind. You know, he worked hard.
He's not a freak of nature. He's moderately height. You know, like a little bit chubby, but you can develop a game like him naturally.
Yeah, man.
from
Exactly.
just practicing. Yeah, I get that.
Exactly. You know, and then like so, man, that was Wemby is gonna get so many cracks at this. I just don't know how many cracks Brunson and the New York will get. And
Yeah, I agree.
What Brunson did like a few years ago, where third contract, and he
Mhm.
said that I'm not taking all this money. Thank you, but no thank you. Can
Yeah.
you spend it on my teammates? I rather have we build a championship team. It's third contract. I'm not talking about fifth contract. We have LeBron James who's entering his 10th contract and he wants full
Yeah.
max. But like he's like, no, I'll take it next time. Let's build a team and win a championship. And that'll be great, man. That's a great storyline. And he has all his college teammates playing with him. Like,
Yeah.
shit, man. Like, that'll be great, So it's gonna be a great series. Wemby is a great storyline too. He's made Wemby's always gonna be known for a guy who made All-Star game very serious.
Mhm. Yeah.
After a while,
It's his
he
year,
made it.
man. It's his year.
So I'll just say, man. So Wemby is doing great things too, man. So it's gonna be a
Yeah.
great series.
It's
But I
yeah.
do.
Yeah.
I,
Who do you have?
If New York wins it, they're gonna win in 6.
Mhm.
If they lose it, they're gonna lose in 7. I'll tell you that right now. They're not winning in San Antonio.
No wins and okay. So you think they defend home court?
They're not gonna defend home court. It's gonna go back and forth, back and forth. So the way I see it, I think game 1 San Antonio's gonna win.
Mhm.
I think game 2 New York will win, and then game 3 New York will win. Then game 4 San Antonio will win. So it'll be 2-2, and then
Mhm. York. And then
then they'll lose game 7. I mean, I don't know. I can't see New York winning. Yeah, so they have to still win in San Antonio, basically. Yeah,
yeah,
they
they
might.
gotta steal one. But yeah, I mean, I'm
I just don't
excited.
see anyone winning in San Antonio like that in game 7, man. That's gonna be tough. Hostile environment.
Yeah,
So.
I'm so looking forward to this matchup. I do think that the San Antonio Spurs will win this, but
How many games?
part of me also just wants. I remember like my most vivid memory still as a basketball fan is still watching that 1999 New York Knicks run with Latrell Sprewell and Allen Houston and Larry Johnson's forward. I still can remember it to this day what I was doing and how crazy freaked out I was. And I'm not even a Knicks fan. It's not my second or third team, whatever. It's not. I just saw that game and I was like, holy crap, that was such a freaking amazing play. So to just and see that they have gone through so much ups and downs, that whole franchise, but they finally got a good player, potentially one of the best Knicks of all time, a good coach, everything like is falling into place. I do hope that they are able to pull this through. Let's just say I won't be upset if Knicks win or San Antonio. If it was OKC versus the Knicks, I would have been like Knicks all the way. I hate OKC with a passion. So like I'm all about that. But this one I can't be mad either way.
And you know what? Like you said, that dude. My first memory I ever had as a young kid, as a basketball fan, was Jordan's free throw line shot, over Russell. And my second memory as a young kid of basketball is Larry Johnson's 4-point play.
Yeah, I still remember that.
Yeah, and like that was insane. So I get what you're saying, man, because that's the time I started watching basketball. I was like a young kid, and so this will be good. Whoever wins, I think whoever wins, like I think New York has more to lose than San Antonio does. I feel like this is like LeBron James in Cleveland making it back when he was barely in his third year, losing to San Antonio. Like I felt like, I'll tell you this: if New York can win this, I know I'm going on a high limb right here, but if New York can win this, Jalen Brunson will become the greatest Knick ever.
Yeah, I agree.
Like build a statue, do whatever you gotta do now, whatever the case is. He can do no wrong after that. Even if he doesn't make the playoffs again, that's fine. He brought you a championship. Call it a day. I
agree.
And dude, I can't wait till game 3 because Tappas. Imagine waiting 27 years.
Yeah, New York is gonna be insane.
The reason why I say that, man, I waited 29 years for Dodgers World Series game.
Yeah,
29 years. The last time they made it was 1988, I think, and it took them that long, dude.
Yeah,
I was stoked when Dodgers made it. I saw other teams make World Series. Dodgers just never made World Series, and like when they did in after 28 years or 29 years, like game 1, I was so stoked. I was so happy, man. God damn.
Yeah. It'll be a great series, man. I cannot wait for it. It starts tomorrow, game 1 on Wednesday, and it'll be so much fun to watch. And yeah, well, I think by the time we come back, probably be on game 3 at that point, or and in game 3. So, well, let's end it there. Round balls, we are out.